Hi, it's Jerazlyn Jovan here for another edition of Black Enterprises Inside the Studio. Today, we're going inside Peacock's newest reality series, Queen's Court. The show follows three famous queens who bear all while on the search for love with a group of men competing for their affection. Join me in welcoming the cast. Hosts Rodney and Holly Robinson Peete. So tell us, what can viewers expect from Queen's Court?
Oh, you can expect a really authentic search for love from women who are in their 40s, have seen a lot, and Rodney and I are there to help them along this journey, and we so enjoyed it. Fun fact, Rodney and I are dating show junkies.
We're fans.
We watched every single one of them over the 2020 and 2021. And when we were approached to do this job, it was like somebody watching us, like, how did they know? But they wanted us to be involved because they know we've been together for almost 3 decades. Yeah. And we've seen a lot. And we'd love to, impart our wisdom to the extent that someone wants to hear it. But also we were really invested in finding love. And I think people will see themselves in this show in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, how did you two prepare for this role? I mean, the job. It's not a role for y'all. Y'all really married in real life, but how did you prepare for this?
Our 29-year relationship prepared us for this job. I think, and what they wanted from us really was to share our story with the queens and also with the guys. And it worked out because the queens wanted advice from not only just Holly, but also they wanted advice from me, and same with the guys of how to find true love. And
also how to be with a woman that is high profile. And, these are ladies that have done some stuff. They've been everywhere. They've seen stuff. And, we were noticing some of the guys trying to do too much, right?
And we're a little intimidated too.
They were intimidated, but then they were like, some of them were super intimidated. And then others were doing too much, which is too much, doing too much. You know what I mean? And Rodney doing this. And Rodney was just like, these ladies have been places, they've seen things. They're looking for authenticity.
Yeah.
And so he was giving some good advice, but we were naturally very authentically invested in this process. And I think that's what happens with a good show. When you really get invested authentically, then you got a great show.
Didn't feel like work at all.
Honestly, I saw some screeners. You guys are perfect. Like, Rodney, the advice you were giving the fellas, I could tell it really resonated with them because it was coming from a place of understanding and been there, done that. And you're trying to help school this new generation of daters to get it right.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that, what would you guys say is the secret behind nearly 3 decades as a high profile celebrity couple?
Oh, the secret has got to be staying on the same page, recognizing when you get off the same page, and really having the tools to deal with conflict. I mean, that's really it. When you just start dating and you can get married, and I never forget, my dad said it at our wedding, like, look at these twinkly lights and the candles are burning. But what happens when the candles are blown out, the lights are off, and then some real stuff happens in your world? Are you going to be equipped to deal with that? And fortunately for me, I mean, Rodney was willing to go sit down and talk to somebody about, premarital counseling, and then talk to someone. By talking to her, she gave us tools for when we're going to hit some bumps in the road, which we did, many of them in almost 3 decades, you can imagine. And so for us, it just felt like we had an arsenal ready just in case. And when those moments came, we were prepared. So preparation, communication, and, being on the same page and really working towards that.
And for both of you, what was your favorite part of this experience?
It was, I think, the growth along the way, to see the different levels of emotion from the queens, from it being funny and they being hilarious, and to really emotional and coming to tears and talking about their past relationships and what they wanted and what they were seeking. And to see the guys kind of grow and understand this is what it takes to get and find true love, and have them open up You know, a lot of times guys don't like to open up and share their feelings or their thoughts, and to get them to open up about what they wanted was pretty cool to see.
I agree. I would piggyback off what Rodney said and the guys opening up. I mean, I loved being able to get the ladies to a place of not being so judgmental, and that was great. And that was my big advice to them. But watching the guys evolve, I think was really great, because I love seeing when men get in touch with their feelings and they're not afraid to express, you know, what they've gone through or what their goals are for their life. And I believed them, you know, most of them. I believe most of them. I mean, you know, some guys just came on and they're looking for, you can kind of tell the guys that are just kind of looking for a platform as opposed to really trying to, but the beauty was figuring out who those guys were. And I just love that. So I'd say that's and at the elimination dinners, which is sort of our rose moment, if you will, like our big moment. When I tell you those cheese plates and them cheese boards on that table were so delicious, and we'd shoot them late at night and I would tear them babies up. It was the most beautiful, delicious fruit I've ever seen in my life. So, I mean,
you added the cheese plate.
Honey, they flew in professionals and they made them cheese plates look so good. Oh. So as soon as they would yell, okay, that's a wrap, me and Rodney were like, okay, let's get that. Give me some of that brie. Oh, give me them cherries. Okay. They were just the most beautiful, fruit and cheese I've ever seen in my life.
Beautiful. And then for my last question, what advice do you have for singles who are on the search?
Ooh. Well, I think
we said that like, thank God we're
not there, but like it's hard out there. I know that it's hard. I don't know that we would have survived the social media dating era. We had 90s R&B, and, you know, we talked on the phone all night, and like we did it kind of old school way, right? I would just say, you know, it's all about authenticity and being open to finding something that you're looking for. Everyone deserves a really amazing, supportive, committed relationship. And whether that ends in marriage or that just ends up being somebody that's really there for you through thick and thin, everyone deserves that. And I want that for people who want that. So I would just say to stay true to yourself, but not be afraid to take a leap.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take that armor off and be vulnerable. And that's not always easy. But if you're really looking for true love, the only way someone's going to find or find out about the real you is if you do take that armor off and let them see you.
Did the show test you two at all? Like after a filming a scene, did you go back like, Rodney, now why'd you say this or that?
Well, I am a Virgo wife, and I do tend to be a little nitpicky about things.
No.
And so there were sometimes Rodney would like mess up his word or switch a word or something. And I would be like, what'd you just say? You know, and he'd be like, really? You gonna do this right now? So we would have moments like that. And then God forbid I messed up, he would just take that and run with it. No, I think we were mostly very supportive of each other. We're always looking out for each other. We want this show to be successful. We want it to feel authentic. And both of us, you know, when we were presented with this opportunity, we both said yes immediately. Like he didn't have to talk me into it or vice versa. We were like, this sounds like something that would be fun for us to do right now.
You guys look like you were having fun. I was having fun with you watching it. And what did the show teach you about hopefuls who might keep finding themselves single?
Ooh. Yeah, that's the tough part about it, right? Because it's not everybody's going to find that true love. But I think you just can't give up. If that's what you really want, you can't give up because it's there somewhere. But we were sitting there, we were rooting for everyone. We were rooting for the queens to find it. We were rooting for the guys.
And when the guys would go, we were like,
yeah, some of them were, you got to go, you need to go. And then other ones, we were like, oh, my man, he just, oh.
Yes, we were rooting for them because I do think they showed their vulnerabilities, and that was admirable.
Well, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for this show. I'm already here for season 2.
Yes.
Seriously. I also love relationship shows. I'm a newlywed. Me and my husband watch them, and it does bring about good, much needed conversation in a relationship.
It does. It sparks conversation for sure.
Well, thank you, Peete. So tell us, what can we expect from Queen's Court?
Ooh. You can expect to see some real women in a sisterhood, really putting themselves out there and actually dating in a non-traditional way. But learning a lot. We get emotional. We address a lot of things individually. With the men, it's a very interesting show. It's a good watch, baby.
Listen, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna be like, what the hell?
Right.
I think you're gonna go through several different emotions. Yeah, it's definitely good.
And most of all, I think you're going to identify with where we are in our lives. You know, like we are in our mid-40s and we are still looking for love. And, you know, it's a cold, cold world out there.
It is.
And it's not easy.
Everybody can relate to
And
that.
the truth is you just really have to trust the process and put yourself out there.
I have to say, it was so beautiful seeing you all in a different light on this show.
Yeah.
It really kind of brought out a side of each of you that we haven't seen as fans. And I think we'll all acquire a new fondness for each of you in a new way from
I
this
love
shoot.
that.
You know, I will say that means so much to me.
Yes.
Me too.
You know, because
People are just very judgmental of
and they really think that they know us based off of whatever they heard, saw, or maybe if you reacted to something, whatever that was. So, you know, that means a lot to us that you feel like that.
Yeah. So for each of you, what made you agree to take part in this experience?
I'm really
looking for
looking for
love. Looking for love.
You know,
Yeah, really
I'm not the most social person. I'm not out there. I don't go to the clubs. I go to the same places all the time. I'm at sports or, you know, at home. And I said to myself, you know what, this is a great opportunity for me to potentially meet somebody amazing. 21 guys all at the same time that have been vetted. Why not? You know, and it's a Will Packer production. I was like, I'm doing this.
Right.
Hello.
I'm like, Will Packer's going to look out for us.
Right. Hello.
Right.
Yeah, you know, walking into a situation like this, you really have to trust the people that are behind the scenes, because what you don't want is for people to exploit the things that you have already been through and overcome. And I think that us as women, you know, we have grown a lot, you know, from the shows that you've seen us on before. Those were like 5, 6, 7 years ago. We're really grown women. We're single mothers now. And, you know, we have a lifestyle that revolves around our children and our household and our careers. And so, you know, where are we going to meet an eligible bachelor? You know, we keep meeting the same person over and over and over again. And at some point, you know, that just has to stop to get a different result.
Yeah.
Was there a particular man you had in mind when going into this experience? Like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Or did you really go in very open-minded?
No, I didn't have no open mind at all. Did you have open mind? I didn't have.
I did have an open mind.
You did?
Yes,
I did
girl.
not. I thought I was going into the situation, getting ready to meet my Marcus Graham. Okay? Where is he? I wanted to be boomeranged for my life. No, I really did.
I think that's fair to say. Either way, I think if you're actively and putting yourself out there to find love, you're going to be open-minded and have a checklist. You know what you want. We know what we want. We're settled in our lives in every other area.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we know what we want. But, you know, you kind of, as the process continues, you become a little more open-minded.
Yeah,
That's true.
Definitely.
Now, Nivea, you look like you were having a blast.
Baby.
In the men on
All
dates.
the time.
Baby.
Did this experience change your approach to dating at all?
It absolutely did. It was kind of new to me all around. Honestly, I haven't gone on a lot of dates. This is the most dating I've ever done in my life. Most of the time I meet somebody, it's instant, and we're already in a relationship. And I'm dating my boyfriend. Me and my boyfriend are going on dates. To be dated, though, I haven't had that experience except for this show, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. So these were my first dates in front of the
Me
world.
too.
I'm
dating my boyfriend.
For all of you, which part of this experience was the most challenging and which part was the most fun for you?
I think the most challenging was really getting to know, really trying to figure out who's really here for the right things. You know, we met a few that right away we knew were like, okay, they just want to be on TV or they're trying to promote something. So it's kind of weaning those things out and then when you start liking one of the guys, you're like, okay, is he here for the right thing? You know, cameras change people. you know, being around, you know, celebrity women may change you. Like, how do I know that you're being your true, authentic self, you know? So that was probably the hardest thing for me. The fun part was hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Right.
And the kikis we had. Yes.
Well, can you guys touch on that real quick? The sisterhood, because it's very clear, it's very evident on camera. Did that already exist, or did this experience bring you all together? And
Exactly. We did not know each other prior.
Nope.
Evelyn and I've never met. We've met, they've met, but that was it. Like really brief, nothing to say we knew each other.
Right.
So we came together naturally.
Yeah.
Thank God for that, because it could have been, you know how us women are.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that did not happen, and we got to show that for other women out there.
Because we're all big personalities.
Right. We all alpha, honey.
Like she says, she doesn't have a lot of girlfriends. So coming into this, she didn't know how it was going to be. We know Tamar got a big personality.
Right. We all do. Like you said, it's three big. So when I found out it was going to be them, I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. I want to watch this, because
well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate just everything that you brought in the show, the vulnerability. We're all going to get something from this. Everyone will be able to relate. And I'm already ready for season 2.
Hello.
So let's get it
Okay. Where does season 2 come from?
I don't know. We're not going to be on there. I'm just kidding. Okay, thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies. Bye.